And we're gonna get started in a forward fold with abdominal compression. So I'm gonna show you the sort of size of my roll. It's like this. It's about the same size as if you just took your mat, rolled it up, or if you have a really thick mat, just rolled it up part way. And then place the rolled up mat up high into the crease of your hips. Bend your knees, untuck your tailbone. This is important because it's gonna spread your abdomen so that it can press into the blanket. Place your palms on the blanket or the rolled up mat. Lift your heart, take a big breath in, and as you exhale, with bent knees, drape over it. So you want the bony part of your ribs not on the blanket, but the soft, squishy part of your belly pressing into it. And then you can grab opposite elbows and just hang here. If this feels like torture, release the dimension of your roll. So you can make it a little narrower if you need by just unrolling your mat or your blanket and then repeating the steps. Untuck the tail, press palms into the blanket, drape yourself over it. Knees are quite bent and we're going for belly compression. So we're pressing the blanket up into the soft part of the belly. Drop your head. Take a deep breath in. And work your exhale to soften so the blanket can dig into your belly. Maybe bend your knees a little more. Inhale. Untuck your tailbone, release the weight of your head downward. And take 3 more nice slow breaths here. Really working your exhale to soften in so the blanket is going to dig into your guts. It might feel counterintuitive, the body might want to grip and guard, but your work is to soften here. This is great for the digestive organs. It's also great for your low back. You might feel your lower back muscles sort of widening with the roll here. Good for inflammation and bloating we can get in the gut, tension we can carry emotionally in our gut. So now we're going to just release the blanket roll and stand on it for a calf stretch. So the rolled up mat or blanket will go in front of your feet and just gently one at a time step the ball of the foot onto the blanket and the heel off of it. And you can start with a bent knee, but slowly perhaps start to straighten your knees. And then if your balance feels a little dicey here, first I would recommend widening the feet. Second, you can use your hands to grip the floor, but try to relax your neck. And then if your balance is solid, grab opposite elbows. Deep breath in. Full exhale. Again, big breath in. Exhale, feel your heels dig down, spread your toes. 3 more deep breaths on your own time. Imagine you're standing in wet sand and your heels are just gliding down, down, down as your sitting bones float up, 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 up. So you're opening up the whole back line of the body from the hamstrings down through the plantar fascia, the soles of the feet. Last breath. And then easy, easy, plant your palms one at a time, step your feet off, and now come into downward facing dog. And let's just see if we've made a little more space, sort of stretched things out so that we can open into the down dog with greater ease. Plant your hands, lift and widen through your sitting bones. Perhaps you even straighten your knees here in down dog and feel that release down the back of the lower leg. Looks good. And take just 3 more breaths here, finding steadiness in downward facing dog. Relax your neck. Lift and widen your sitting bones. Feel that space you've created in the belly for your Uddiyana Bandha. Pull the navel in and up. That space you've created in your lower legs. Dig your heels back and down. And on your next exhale, good. Lower to all fours, and you're going to lie down on your back for some core work. Come all the way down. So we are going to set up on the back with knees directly over hips, arms down by your sides, belly firm. So pause here and see if you can slide a hand under your waist. You want to be really suctioned into the ground so that you can't slide a hand here. Knit your front ribs in and down. Keep that. Take a big breath in. Exhale, right arm overhead, left heel taps. Inhale, come back to the center, starting position. Exhale, left arm, right heel. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, right arm, left heel. Inhale, center. Exhale, left arm, right heel. Inhale, center. Keep it going. We'll do 2 more pair like this. Exhale to knit the ribs in and down and reach away. One more pair. And then, looks good. You're gonna see if you can straighten the leg. Hover it 2 feet off the ground, heel out, navel in and up. Keep the back flush to the mat. Inhale, center. Exhale, opposite arm and leg. Inhale, center. Exhale, opposite arm and leg. Keep this going. And if it's too much, meaning if your back starts to noodle up off the ground, go back to a bent knee. Work within your range so that you're really engaging the right muscles, your deep belly strength. 2 more pair. Last pair. And then we're gonna bring the legs straight up to the ceiling. You could grab a block and draw it into your hands, long dimension overhead, or to modify, rest your hands down by your hips. This will support your low back a little more. Flex your feet, straighten your legs. Exhale, lower your legs halfway. Bend your knees, draw your heels up, and pull the tailbone up off the mat. Repeat 3 more. Exhale, and then inhale. Exhale, inhale. Exhale. Now we're gonna reverse it. Inhale. So exhale, bend your knees, hover them, reach them up, and pull the heels up. Bend your knees, exhale out, and then inhale, press your heels up. 2 more like that. And then from here, bend your knees, bring your block on the narrowmost width, like so, or your rolled up towel, whatever you've got, in between your inner thighs. So whatever you've got, you just want to give it a good squeeze. Reach your arms into a cactus shape. Take a big breath in, keep your shoulders on the ground. Exhale, knees to the left. Inhale, center. Squeeze the block with your right inner thigh, knees towards the right. Inhale, center. Exhale, left, keeping the shoulders to the ground. Inhale, center. Exhale, right. Now keep this going. Inhale, center. Perhaps turn your eyes to the right as your knees go to the left. So you're rolling on the back of your head, looking the opposite direction from your knees. 4 more. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center. Exhale, turn. Inhale, center. Come back to the center. Move your block out of the way when you're done with that last one. Set it towards the top, and then rock and roll all the way on up to standing. You can use your hands if you need to, but maybe you don't need to. So we're gonna meet at the top of the mat, however you need to get there, it's all good. Top of the mat, feet together, hands in prayer. Feel the power in your belly drawing in and up so that your spine can spread upward from the pelvis. And as you inhale, circle your arms down, around, and up. Push into your feet, look up. Exhale, fold in half, Uttanasana, forward bend. Inhale, half lift. You can bend your knees, hands could come to the shins or in line with your toes. Exhale, fold, step, hop, or float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva, upward facing dog. Take an extra breath here, firm your legs, widen your collarbones, nice. And then as you exhale, plank. So we're gonna find the core again each time. And then as you inhale, bend your knees and scoop your hips up, downward dog, knees bent or straight, 3 breaths. Plug into your fingertips. Inhale and widen your sitting bones. And find that scoop of the belly in towards the spine. Bottom of the next exhale, look forward, step, hop, or float to the top of your mat, forward fold. And then inhale, half lift, Ardha, Uttanasana. Exhale, fold in half, Uttanasana. Inhale, your arms will circle down, around, and all the way up. Look up, reach up. Exhale, hands to your heart, lift your heart to your thumb tips. We'll repeat it. Inhale, reach up. Push into the feet. Exhale, fold in half, Uttanasana. Inhale, half lift, hands to the shins or in line with the toes. Exhale, step, hop, or float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, 1 breath, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, plank pose, so scoop the belly up. Inhale, dog pose. Exhale completely. And take 3 breaths. Maybe you start to straighten your knees a little more. Dig your heels down as you widen your sitting bones up. Pull the navel in towards the spine. Bottom of your next exhale, step, hop, or float, top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle your arms down, around, and up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Bend your knees, brush the floor. Inhale, Utkatasana, fierce pose. And then hunker in and untuck your tail, lift your heart. Stay here, but sweep your right arm on top of your left leg, eagle pose, right on top. You can give yourself a big hug, right arm is on top. Or you can grab hold of the right wrist or prayer hands. Now pull your elbows forward and draw your fingers up so that you find a crescendo in the back of your heart. Step your feet hips width, untuck your tailbone. Lift elbows forward and up. One more breath. And as you exhale, keep the cross of the arms, fold forward. Right hand, left ankle, left hand, right ankle, crisscrossed arms. And then fold. Knees are a little bent. Plug your knees to your armpits. Relax your head. You can shake it out. One more breath. Gently release your ankles. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, fierce pose. Stay in Utkatasana. Swing your left arm on top. Eagle it up. Either the big hug or grab your wrist or prayer hands. Pull your elbows forward, your fingertips up. Find that crescendo right in the back of the heart. And then untuck your tail and sit back into your heels for 2 more breaths. As you exhale, keep the interlock of the arms, fold forward, grab hold of the opposite ankles with the other arm on top, and then just shake your head out, relax your neck, knees to armpits, armpits to knees. And on your next exhale, you'll slowly release the crisscross of the arms. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step, hop, or float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha, firm your legs, open your chest. Exhale, find plank, belly lifts to back, and then dove. Scoop your hips up. Exhale, right foot through, warrior one, back heel down. Inhale, rise. And as you exhale, drop down into your hips. Inhale, slide your right knee forward, your breastbone forward and up. Exhale, hug navel to spine. One more huge breath in. As you exhale, plant your hands, step back, Chaturanga. You can always skip these and go straight to down dog. Inhale, up dog. Or by now you know the routine. We're back into plank and then scoop the hips up. And then exhale the left foot through. Warrior one, right heel down, rise. And as you exhale, drop down into your hips. Inhale, left knee glides forward, heart forward. Exhale, navel to spine. Take 2 more nice slow breaths here. And on your next exhale, plant your hands either down dog or Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva, strong legs, wide heart. Exhale, plank. Inhale, dog. Take 3 deep breaths here. And then look forward, step, hop, or float, top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Utkatasana, 1 breath, fierce pose. Fold in half, Uttanasana, forward bend. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step, hop, or float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva. Exhale, plank. Inhale, dog. Exhale, right foot forward. Little ladder flow. We're going to add on. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands to your heart. Interlace them behind you. Big breath in. Lift your chest. Exhale, humble warrior. Dive inside of your right knee. Drop your head. Pull your right hip crease back. See your back foot for 2 more breaths. Squeeze the heels of the hands evenly towards the midline. As you inhale, rise, warrior one, reach it up. As you exhale, plant your hands, Chaturanga, or straight back to dog. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, plank. Inhale, downward facing. Exhale, left foot through. Right heel down, inhale, rise, warrior one. Exhale, hands to your heart. Can you all still see me? Yeah? We're good? Okay, good, thanks. Thumbs up. My screen just did something weird. All right, so bring your hands to your heart and then interlock them behind your hips. Okay, good, you can see me. And then lift your heart, inhale. Exhale, humble warrior. Dive inside of your left foot. Drop your head, pull your left hip back. Take 2 more breaths. And then as you inhale, rise, warrior one, reach your arms up, heart up. Exhale, plant your hands, down dog or chaturanga dandasana. Inhale, urdhva mukha. Exhale, plank pose. Inhale, dog. Exhale, stay. Option A, you're gonna hold your down dog, dig your heels down and pull your navel in and up. Option B, you're gonna take some hops, about 5 hops, pelvis over shoulders and then back to dog with bent knees. Little handstand hops like a yogi on a pogo stick. So you're hopping up and down, or maybe you're hopping up and you're catching a little hang time on your hands for 5, 4, yeah, nice, Claire, 3, look forward of your fingers. 2, gorgeous, nice, Shannon. 1, let's do 5 more so that now that I can see you all, this is fun. Keep it going, 5 more. Yeah, root into your fingertips. Yeah, nice, Grace, look forward. And the last one, step or hop to the top of your mat, gorgeous. Come into a forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, Utkatasana, fierce pose. Exhale, fold in half. Last part of our little ladder flow here, adding on bit by bit. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step hop or float back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, Urdhva Mukha. Exhale, plank. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, right foot through. Left heel down, inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands to your heart. Interlock your hands, inhale. Exhale, humble warrior. Stay here, 2 more deep breaths. Pull your right hip back, draw your inner left thigh and arch of left foot up. And on your next inhale, rise, warrior one. Exhale, hands to your heart, pick your back heel up. Warrior 3, we're gonna pounce forward onto that right foot. So you're on your right leg, and you can either point or flex or floint your back foot, half point, half flex. Go forward with your breastbone, back with your right hip. A little different this time. 2 more breaths, and then you're gonna exhale, Utkatasana, stepping the left foot down. Bend your knees, arms up. Big breath in. Exhale. Big breath in. Exhale, fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step hop or float it back, Chaturanga Dandasana. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, plank. Inhale, down dog. Exhale, left foot through, right heel down. Inhale, warrior one. Exhale, hands to your heart. Interlock them behind you, big breath in. Exhale, humble warrior. Drop your head. 2 deep breaths, inner right thigh back, right arch up, left hip crease back. Inhale, rise, warrior one. Exhale, hands to your heart, pick up your right heel. We're gonna pounce forward onto the left leg, warrior 3. You can point, you can flex, you can floint. Steady your breath. 2 more, and you're gonna exhale into Utkatasana. Next, exhale, bend both knees, sit back, lift your heart, and then exhale, fold in half. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step right on back, down dog, just easy, easy this time. Take a big breath in. Child's pose, lower your knees wide, big toes touch. Sit your hips to your heels and lower your forehead down onto the mat. And just take a couple of deep breaths in child's pose. You can have a little water if you need. All right. So I'm going to offer a few different options for this next one, depending how your wrists and your shoulders are feeling today. So rule number one, especially with online yoga, is to listen to your body. Don't push it. This is a cumulative practice, which just means you don't have to go wild on the first try if it's been a while since you've practiced, or if you're working an injury. It's cumulative, so little bit by little bit makes a big difference. So if you're not jumping through, I'm going to have you hold a forearm plank for a pretty long hold, which means you'll be here. Okay, so you're going to be here about a whole minute, then you'll rest, and then you'll do it again. So 2 minutes total here. If you want that option, go for it. Otherwise, I'll show, and then I'll come watch. You're going to bring the blocks underneath your hands like this. I would not recommend the tall height because that's a wrist injury waiting to happen. It's a little tippy. But low or middle is good. You want to make sure that in between your two blocks is a clearance for the girth of your pelvis. Okay, because you're going to go through. Plant your hands on the blocks. Just watch for now. You're going to bend your knees, look forward, and then jump through, snap both legs out, hover and sit. Yeah, and then we'll go on from there. We'll try lifting the butt, maybe lifting the knees, maybe lifting the feet, maybe flicking back, and then crisscrossing the feet. And I'll talk you through the rest. Okay? So I'll come over here so I can see all your lovely practices. Forearm plank, you know where you're heading, onto your forearms, shoulders over elbows. And the rest of you, gather up your blocks, come into downward dog. And then bend your knees in downward facing dog. And look forward and press down into your fingertips. Have an image in your mind of snapping your legs through and then sitting in Dandasana in yogi staff pose. Yeah. Nice, Claire. So find that quick pop through of the legs. See if you can hover your butt. Try it a couple times. I know those of you in forearm plank. Nice, Shannon. Keep broadening your shoulder blades, pushing the floor away. So lovely. And then those of you that are jumping through, maybe just one more, and then we'll sit. Yeah, and then from your seat, plant your hands on the blocks, crisscross right leg in front of left. And then press into the blocks and lift your seat. And then maybe flick the tail up and crisscross your ankles to sit. All right, and then try it on the other side. So come back to down dog, forearm plank, take a rest. You guys are doing awesome. Come into Sphinx for a moment. Lower down onto your abdomen. That'll be a nice stretch. Yeah, nice, Grace. Widen your collarbones from left to right. Yeah, and then dig into your forearms and pull your heart through. Gorgeous. Yeah. All right, so my down dogs, you're gonna look forward and then think of snapping your legs out in one explosive movement and then sitting in Yogi Dandasana. Yeah, nice. And you might practice that a few times. Claire, that was awesome. Forearm plank, keep pressing the floor away, broadening your shoulders. Last time if you are jumping through. And then you'll cross your left in front of your right. Amazing. And then press into your blocks and lift your seat. Maybe draw your knees in really tiny, get close, get compact. Yeah, and then maybe lift your tail up and crisscross your feet. Yep, that's it. Low Lasana, swing like you're on a swing set. All right, my Sphinx pose, or my forearm pose, come into Sphinx. And my jump through, folks, you can stay seated. We're gonna meet up in a sec. Take a breath in Sphinx, pull your heart through. All right, now I'm also gonna give an option A and an option B for people with a wrist or a shoulder injury who are not doing an arm balance today. So if that's you, I'm gonna have you come into yogi squat, Malasana, and you're welcome to sit on a block here. So you'll be in Malasana. But if you're doing an arm balance, here's where we're going. So when you jumped, you were seated cross-legged, you had your blocks. If you jumped through, you were here. So we're just going to rewind. So you're here. Your right foot is in front of your left. Your crisscross applesauce, and your hands are on blocks in front of you. So crisscross applesauce or yogi squat. Right in front of left. Go ahead and join me. Look forward. Untuck your tailbone. Now you could stay here. Keep lifting the tailbone and reaching the heart through. You don't want to round up like this, like a baby shrimp. Instead, you want to keep untucking the tail and keep going forward with your heart. Or plant your hands, crisscrossed crow. So you bring your shins onto your triceps. You look forward, roll the weight into your hands and keep the crisscross, but pull the feet up tight towards your butt. For 2 more breaths. And then come on back. We'll meet in Malasana. If you're in Malasana, hold steady. All right. So Malasana, folks. Your next assignment, grab a block, middle width between your thighs. Utkatasana as you inhale. Squeeze the block and stand as you exhale. All right, those are my folks that are not doing left side crisscrossed crow. Exhale to stand. You're going to do about 10. My crisscrossed folks, left in front of right. Tippy toes. Flick your tailbone back. Reach your arms forward. Look forward. So you want to avoid the baby shrimp by deepening the hip crease, moving the butt bones back, and then walking your blocks forward and pouring your heart across the room. You could stay here or going on, plant your hands. If you're in Utkatasana, it's exhale to squeeze the block and stand. Shins come onto triceps, maybe lift your feet, pull them up towards your butt. See how it's going. 3 more breaths. Yeah, nice, great. So as you exhale, arms down, and as you inhale, arms up. Like that, and then exhale, stand, arms down. Yeah, stand, arms down. Yeah, amazing. Nice, Shannon. All right, when you've had enough of that, let's come back to downward dog. Take 3 deep breaths just to get still after all that jumping around. Relax the back of your neck, the weight of your head. 1 more. All right. Now from here, bring your right hand thumb over to touch your left hand thumb. So your thumbs touch. And then step your right foot to the outside of your right pinky finger and set up for warrior 1. Plant your left heel down. You can come up onto your fingertips. You could even put blocks under your hands. Or going on, you're going to tuck your right shoulder under your right knee. Plant your hands and then drop your head. Your right shoulder presses forward against your calf muscle. And then your right hip crease pulls back to the wall behind you. 2 more. Option A, stay exactly where you are. Last arm balance is option B. Step your left foot in halfway up the mat. Turn your left leg out 45 degrees. Plant your hands like chaturanga, shoulders width, elbows squeeze in. Take your left shin onto your left tricep, crow. Stay here or extend your right leg. Or you're in that first position. You don't have to arm balance. You hold there. 5 more. You could stay here or super challenge moment. Bring the tail feather up. Wrap your right leg around. And then Chaturanga Dandasana. We'll meet in downward facing dog. Step the right foot back if you're in the warrior. And then find your way back. Downward dog. Bring your left hand thumb over to touch your right. Take a deep breath in and exhale your left foot forward. Plant your right heel down like warrior 1 stance. You could put a block underneath your hands or your fingertips to the mat. Pull your heart through. You could stay right here or going on left shoulder under left knee. Plant your hands And then press the shoulder forward into the calf and pull your left hip crease back towards the wall behind you. Drop your head. You can stay in this warrior stance the entire time. 2 more breaths if you're moving on. Shoulder forward, calf back, left hip back. And then moving on, plant your hands like Chaturanga. Step your right foot halfway up the mat, turn the right leg out 45 degrees. Plant your right shin bone onto your right tricep. Look forward, find crow with your back foot. Stay here or start the process. It doesn't have to be completed in one practice. It's cumulative, remember, of straightening your left leg. You can stay here or super challenge moment, draw the tailbone up, wrap the left leg around, and then Chaturanga. We'll meet in down dog. Step your left foot back if you're in your warrior stance, or vinyasa your way back. Downward dog. One more huge breath in. Huge breath out. Lower down onto your knees. We're going to do one last posture to release the abdomen. So you'll want 2 blocks for this. And I'm also going to show a modification for this. If you're pregnant, trying to get pregnant, you're not going to want to do this. If you have any digestive issues today, IBS, this is not a good one for you. This is a therapeutic Mayurasana or peacock pose. So we're not going to do an arm balance, but we're going to use our elbow to dig in and soften tension that we hold around the gut. All right, so for this posture, the fingers flip around. We'll do one hand at a time, starting on the right side, which is our ascending colon, and then going to the left. So we work with the movement of digestion, which is up the right and down the left, getting the right side first. So I'll show, and then I'll come over and watch. You're gonna bring your knees wide, wide, wide. Spin your right fingers back around. And you need to bend your right elbow so it gets inside your hip. Your elbow needs to get down here, inside your hip. So you have to go down. You're rounding your spine, and then in with your elbow to get inside the hip. So I'm not upright, or I'll be here. Down and in, right? And then the fingers will flip around like this. This block is gonna go right on my breastbone, between my breasts. And then this block is gonna go right under my forehead. And I'm just gonna sink in here and reach the other arm out. My legs are in a really wide child, so I'm sinking in. I'm using my elbow like a massage tool to get into my psoas, my gut. You can stay here or to deepen, straighten the legs, but you won't do an arm balance. You're just gonna use the support of the toes to the ground, the heart, and the head to the blocks. From here, you could deepen also by bending your knees so that you really dig into the gut, okay? So I'll talk you through all of that. If this is not working on your wrists, what you'll do instead is make 2 fists, knees together, fists to your belly, fold over, child's. And if none of this gut excavation is good for your body today, take happy baby. We'll meet up with you in a sec. All right, so you're gonna set your blocks up, one under the breastbone, one under the forehead if you're not there already. Scoop your right elbow in, under, so you have to round your spine and get in there. And then the fingers point towards the back of your mat. And then your left arm can straighten. Your knees are really wide. And you're draping your belly, like the canvas of your belly stretches and drapes and digs into that elbow. Dig in, dig in. So again, your work here is not for a rock hardcore, but to actually soften your gut so that your elbow can dig in better. Yeah, and the left arm can reach forward. Looks good. You can stay here, or you can start to straighten the legs and tuck the toes under. And you can stay there or lower the knees to the ground. It's a pretty intense one. Work with your breath. Allow any sensation, any emotion that arises to move through you. 3 more slow breaths, emphasizing your exhale. Release. Nice. Release. That's it, Claire. Release. And then we will do the same exact thing on the other side, and I'll demonstrate on the other side. If you have a handle for it, just come right on into it on your left. But if you need a little guidance, a little refresh, I'll come onto my mat and show. So the elbow will go in and down. So you're in a little bit of a rounded shape for Mayurasana. The fingers point back, the knees are super wide, like a real wide child's pose or a frog pose. One block goes under the breastbone, the other one goes under the brow center. And you're going to start here just letting your belly dig in, inside of your hip bone. The right fingertips can reach forward. And you can stay right here, or if you'd like to go on, straighten your legs. And if you'd like to go on, keep digging in and just sink your knees down towards the mat. You might notice more tension on one side than the other. Sometimes our psoas is more hypertonic, more bound, more trigger points on one side than the other. So just tune into your body, slow down, feel, don't force, work with your breath. Modification is hands in fist shape inside the hips, heart forward, child's pose. You can even use your hands to kind of scoop and massage into the right and left side of your abdomen, psoas, digestive organs. This is great for the nervous system, vagus nerve, for the digestive organs. In yoga and Ayurveda, digestion has to do not only with the foods we eat, but with our emotional experience moving through us, not getting locked, suppressed, clenched. So work with your exhale, let go, let go, let go. 3 more. Sink in. Soften your belly. What can give? 1 more breath. Nice. Now from here, ease your way up out of it, and we will meet in downward facing dog. And you're going to just notice as you come into down dog, before we start flying around again, the sensation around your abdomen and your pelvis. Take a deep breath and feel it's like you created a dam and then you released the dam, and all the energy can flow through the belly, down through the pelvis, like your breath can reach the bowl of your pelvis. And take 1 more full embodied breath. Sigh it out. And we'll carry on. Inhale your right leg up, open your right hip. Exhale to bend your right knee. Take a big breath in, and as you exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Set up for side angle pose. Plant your left heel down at a 45-degree angle. Your forearm could come to your right thigh, or your hand could come to a block behind the ankle or the floor. Take your left hand to your sacrum. Lift your sacrum up into your hand and open your left collarbone. Reach your left arm to the ceiling. And you can keep it there or reach it over the crown of your head for extended side angle. 5 more deep breaths. Inhale. Om 1. Inhale. Om 2. Deep breath in. Exhale, tether your back heel down. Inhale, reach through your heart. Exhale, and 1 more big breath in. We're going to exhale into Trikonasana. Take your left hand back to your sacrum. Slide your block or your hand back, or right hand to the shin. Straighten your right knee. And then, nice, spin your left toes forward. So the left heel is at a 45-degree angle. It's going to help you find the inward rotation of your left inner thigh, drawing up towards the ceiling. Now, high five your hand with your sacrum. Go forward with your heart. Open the left arm up or over your head. 5 breaths. Inhale. Beautiful. Exhale, 1. Inhale. Revolve to the left, 2. Inhale. Exhale, 3. Inhale. Exhale, 4. 1 more big breath in. Exhale, left hand to hip, bend your right knee for half moon. Feel free to pick up a block along the way under your right hand. Right hand on a block or the floor, 2 feet in front of your baby toe. Open your hips, widen your collarbones, reach your left arm up. Stay exactly where you are or challenge your balance by floating your right hand off the block. Look down to the floor. 3 more breaths. One more deep breath in. Warrior 2, bend your right knee, softly land it. And then straighten your right knee and spin your heels in and your toes out for goddess. So 10 toes out, heels in. Take your fingers into your sides of your waist here. And I want you to, like above your hip bones, a little higher there, Shannon, like above your hips. That's it. So you're going to dig your fingertips into the soft, squishy part of your belly. And then give it a little massage like you're kneading bread dough and drop down into your pelvis for goddess. So we're just going to sink down, soften the belly, and then use your hands to churn the belly. I'll come up close so you can see, but I'm really getting into my gut with my fingertips. I'm using my hand to massage my obliques, my digestive organs, getting up in there. Yeah. So you want to find the soft parts, not the bony parts, the soft parts, and use your hands to massage. Drop down into your hips for 5. Nice, you guys. 4. Widen your collarbones. 3, 2, 1. Hands to your hips, straighten your knees. Spin your 10 toes forward. Inhale, lift your heart. Exhale, Prasarita Padottanasana. Reach your heart forward. Big breath in. And as you exhale, fold from your hips. Release your hands to the floor. Take downward facing dog arms. You can walk your hands forward. You could even grab your blocks and slide blocks out under your hands. Just getting a little more length through your arms. Maybe bend your knees. Or maybe even put a block under your eyebrow center. Melt your third eye onto that block. 3 more breaths. Last one here. And then just gently walk your hands back in and all the way back to the top of your mat. We'll spin the 10 toes forward and we'll drop the left knee down. You can double pad your mat if your knees are sensitive. Bring your hands onto your right thigh. Untuck, release to the top of the toenails. And then from here, we're gonna lift up, slide your right foot in until from your shoulder, hip to knee is perpendicular to the floor. Rather than this kind of a lunge, it'll be this kind. You can stay here, press into the shins, zip the belly in and up. Or deepen by grabbing the left foot, pulling it in. The pelvis is gonna wanna go here, so bring the butt back to the heel. So we're getting into the psoas, this great tributary across the front of the pelvis and up into the spine, where we can, again, guard and grip and hold when we're feeling stressed or overwhelmed or anxious. So I encourage you here to soften your jaw, whether the foot is up or down. Work with your breath. If your breath has become choppy, let go of the foot. Come back to a pose you can sustain and work to release tension. So you're not building tensions, you're working with your breath to release them. 3 more. Navel to spine. Root down through the shin or the left knee. Last breath. And then we'll, without flinging, if you've got it, gently release your left foot, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll forward, plank. Exhale, lower all the way down onto your belly. Interlace your hands or hold a strap, locust. Lift up, head, heart, and legs. One more breath, peel the ribs up, lift the thighs up dog, plant your hands, rock like a rocking horse into your feet. Exhale, plank. Inhale, dog. Exhale here. Side 2, inhale your left leg up. Exhale, open that left hip, bend the knee. Big breath in. Exhale to step your left foot through. Plant your right heel down for side angle. Feel free to pick up your block, put it behind your left heel, or your left forearm to your thigh, or your hand to the floor. Right hand to your sacrum, high five your hand. Go forward with your heart, right arm up to the ceiling or clear up over your head. 5 breaths. Inhale. Om 1. Inhale. Om 2. Inhale. Tether your right heel down. 3. Inhale, go forward with your heart. Navel to spine. 4. One more huge breath in. Om 5. Left hand for triangle, either to the shin, the block, or the floor. Straighten your left knee. You might shorten your stance. Find that 45-degree angle. Right toes pitch forward a little. Right inner thigh releases back to the wall behind you and up to the ceiling. Right arm overhead or towards the wall in front of you. 3 more breaths here. Plug into the ball of the left foot and lengthen your left waist forward. Last deep breath. Bend your left knee, scoop up your block, right hand to your hip. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So left foot is standing, pinky toe about a foot behind the block or the hand. Lift your right, open it up, unfurl your right arm. And from here you can stay or float your left hand, look down to help your balance. Open your hips and shoulders. 2 more. Giant step back, warrior 2. And then here again, we're going to straighten the left knee, spin the 2 heels in and the 10 toes out. Use your fingers to massage your guts. You're coming into your goddess here. Sink down into your hips and then use your fingertips to get into your belly. Start to swirl like you're stirring your guts. You can work your fingertips down low inside of your hip bones, your iliacus muscles. Your psoas, up under your ribs, your diaphragm. Soften your belly. 2 more breaths. All right, straighten your knees, spin your 10 toes forward, lift your heart, inhale. And as you exhale, fold halfway, big breath in. As you exhale, release forward. And this time, interlace your hands behind your hips or grab your strap. Lift your arms up to the ceiling and over your head. Prasarita Padottanasana C. Let your breath widen, your belly softens, your head is heavy. Unclench your jaw. 2 more breaths. Bring your hands to your hips and then down to the floor, and then we'll walk our hands towards the top of the mat to the left and spin all 10 toes forward and lower your right knee down. Release onto the top of your right foot, hands to left thigh. Align your right shoulder, hip, and knee. Stay here, press down into the shin and hug your belly in and up, or grab your right heel, and then once you have it, go back so the butt moves towards the heel. The navel pulls in and up. Feel free to double up your mat for more padding. And then start to feel into that deep stretch along the front of your right thigh, up into the front of your right side of your belly. And imagine you have a giant nostril on your right psoas and you can just breathe through that space that you're opening. 3 more. And again, you might notice differences side to side. Maybe you cross your legs one way, hold your stress on one side. Last breath here. And then if you've got the leg, careful not to fling, gently release it. Step back plank. Lower to the belly. Interlace your fingers. Locust. Option is to stay here or bend your knees, catch your ankles, kick back, Dhanurasana, stretching the belly. 3 more breaths. And then gently, slowly release. Press back up to all fours. And then from here, lie down on your back, set up for bridge pose. If you want to take a restorative bridge, just grab your block, put it on middle setting right under your sacrum. Otherwise, I'll guide you through an active bridge. Feet to the ground, fingers reach towards heels, tuck your shoulder blades in, take a big breath in, sigh it out, and on your inhale, roll up. Interlace your hands if they interlace, roll your shoulders under. If they don't interlace, press down into your palms. Now, you could put that block under your pelvis, or bend at your elbows, wrists in, and bring your palm to either side of the pelvis. Get your wrists in and your elbows in as close as they'll go, and if that's not a go, put a block under your pelvis. Now, the weight's going to go forward like this towards your feet, but I want you to root into your upper arm and shoulders. And that's going to give you freedom to use your feet to lift your pelvis. Stay here on a block or your hands, or lift your right knee to your chest. Draw your right foot to the ceiling. Two more here. Lower your right foot down as you exhale. Stay here, or left knee to your chest. Left foot to the ceiling. Keep rocking the weight down into the top of the shoulders. Stay here. And on your next exhale, bend your knee. And then both at the same time, or release down and relax on your back. Both in. Both up. Let your pelvis pool down into the block or your hands. So your belly is like a little pool at the bottom of a waterfall. Down the legs, down to the belly, it holds. The energy gathers at the belly. The shoulders root, the heels press. Two more breaths. And then both feet down if they're up. And we'll meet up with our friends who are relaxing on the back. Release your hands or your block. Take a big breath in. Sigh it out. And again, inhale nose. Sigh it out. Last back bend is yours. Repeat bridge, or bring your hands behind you for wheel. Press into your feet, roll up, straighten your arms, bridge or wheel. 5 deep breaths. Your last back bend. Open your abdomen. Open the front of your hips. Feel your Ujjayi breath. 2 more. And then tuck your chin, come on down all the way onto your back. If you're taking pigeon on your back, right ankle across left thigh, here you are. Otherwise, rock on up, downward dog to sweep your right shin through for pigeon pose. Feel free to put a block under your right hip if it's really lifted and you're twisting to the left. Take a moment and puff your chest, widen your collarbones, steer your left rib cage forward. And then come on down. Soften your jaw, soften your belly. Locate the very bottom of your exhale. Notice where else can you soften in your body. And work with your exhale to release those last areas to let go, let down their guard. And one more breath here. And slowly walk your hands in, come on up. Swing your left leg around to the top of your mat. Janusirshasana with right foot to left thigh, or half lotus with right foot to hip. Listen to your body, pick wisely. Right hand to your right side or behind you, or if you're in lotus, catch the big toe. Reach your left arm up, flex your left foot, left hand to right knee, turn to your right, lotus or Janusirshasana or half bind. And as you inhale, lift up through the sides of the waist. As you exhale, revolve, revolve, revolve. One more breath here. And then gently unwind. Pigeon side two. So if you're on your back, it's left ankle over right thigh. Otherwise, we'll come through dog to sweep the left shin through. And as you exhale, left shin sweeps through. On your back, left ankle across right thigh. Feel free to put a block under your left hip. Puff your chest, swivel your right ribs forward, and then come on down. Allow your exhale to unfurl all the way to the very bottom. Go down, down, down into your exhale. Unclench the back teeth, the jaw, the shoulders, the gut. One more breath. And slowly come on up. Sweep your right leg around for Janusirshasana, left foot to the inner right thigh, or left foot to half lotus. Your left hand can be straight out to your side or behind you. Reach your right arm up, flex your right foot. Take your right hand to your left knee, twist, maybe add your bind, big toe lock if you're in lotus. With each inhale, lift the heart up, the waist up, and with each exhale, turn around yourself. Root your right sitting bone and wrap it open to the left. Two more. And then gently release. Come onto your back with your knees bent and your feet flat on the floor. Reach your arms over your head. Imagine you've got a buddy back there. You're grabbing their ankles and they're walking back further so you get stretched through the waist. Now keep that reach and just let both knees windshield wiper to the left. Keep that reach and then they go to the right. And you're just going to swish side to side, pulling the waist up out of the pelvis and windshield wiping the legs left and right. Easy peasy, left and right. Let it be gentle for 3, 2, 1. Hug your knees into your chest. Take a big breath in. Shavasana. Exhale. Unfurl your body. Feel free to cover with a light blanket, an eye pillow. Take off glasses if you're wearing them. And I'll be guiding you both in and out of Shavasana so you have full permission to just let go, drop in, recharge. I'm going to read a little poem to you as you rest called Keeping Quiet by Pablo Neruda. Now we will count to 12 and we will all keep still.
For once on the face of the earth, let's not speak in any language. Let's stop for a second and not move our arms so much. It would be an exotic moment without rush, without engines. We would all be together in a sudden strangeness. If we were not so single-minded about keeping our lives moving and for once could do nothing, perhaps a huge silence might interrupt this sadness of never understanding ourselves and of threatening ourselves with death. Perhaps the earth can teach us as when everything seems dead in winter and later proves to be alive. Now I'll count up to 12 and you keep quiet and I will go. Begin to notice the rise and fall of your breath. And take a big breath down to your abdomen. Let it fill, let it rise. And as you exhale, feel your navel draw back towards your spine. And soften. Reach your right arm overhead, bend your knees. Roll to your right side and rest on your right side for a couple of deep breaths. And then use your hands to press back up to a comfortable seat. And once you're settled, bring your hands to your heart, prayer seal, Anjali Mudra. And we'll seal our practice with the sound of Om. Deep breath in. Namaste. Thanks for joining me. I hope you have a beautiful day. Homework today, if you'd like, is to just think in moments throughout the day when you're not on your mat, When can you soften around your belly and take a deep breath down to your full diaphragmatic breath down to your abdomen to sort of resource yourself and calm yourself. So a yogi core is a strong core, but also a soft, supple, pliable core that can digest and release. You're going to have good digestion today too. Yeah, thanks, Claire. I'll hang out for a few minutes if anyone has questions. Otherwise, see you soon. Mwah. Thanks for joining me. Take care. Have a good day.